Hey everybody, welcome back to Northern Lion Plays The Binding of Isaac. Afterbirth, 27 wins in a row, closing in on that 1 month, no losses, feels good. Ooh, Sin Robes and 3 Spirit Hearts, could be worse. Damage seems great. YZ0Q, Z486, my best friend, obviously kind of trash. Rate of fire, pretty bad. I think we'd rather have my best friend than Dead Sea Scrolls, though. You know the expression, the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. And immediately I saw this, like, you know, 4-piece room here. You know, like the Tetris square blocks, aka the bane of my existence. And I was like, we must be on an XL floor. And we should be using... Ooh, yeah. I was gonna say we should be using my best friend as often as possible, but I'm actually really glad we saved it, and we got PhD over anemia instead. Also gave us I Can See Forever. So I'm pretty pleased with this right now. Is there like, I'm really bad at Tetris, by the way. I've talked about this on the stream in particular. Nick and I can relate to this with one another, but spatially, I am basically functionally brain dead. When it comes to language, arithmetic, I think I can hang. When it comes to, like, you know, hey, can you put together this, like, Lego sculpture? Not plausible. Sorry, I don't know why. My brain decides to not work. I can rather eloquently state my inability to accomplish stated goal. However, for whatever reason, just does not make sense from a conceptual standpoint. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, yeah, Tetris. Like I said, rather eloquent. But, in Tetris, I was always really bad at it. But there must be, like, a power ranking for the pieces, right? Like, obviously, my expectation is that the square Tetris piece is pretty bad, and the long Tetris piece is, like, #1 on the power rankings year after year, right? I don't know if necessarily that's true, but I'm operating under the assumption that it's true for now. But where's L-shaped piece? Where's T-shaped piece? I don't know, do you even call it T-shaped piece? I have no idea whatsoever. One makes you small. We do have PhD, so I was almost willing to pay a Spirit Heart for that key, to be honest with you. I think we come back here and just open this. We don't need keys on this floor, so anything that we can use to get even like a mild plausible advantage I think is nice. And we'll probably just do... This is amazing! Continuing to get like a pretty awesome set of stuff here, and I'm stoked to get an extra key. Because that extra key does allow us to come in here and open this golden chest. Guppy's head, perhaps? Not Guppy's head. We got a key and a red heart out of it, which is not worth anything. Okay, boss fight time. And unfortunately, I wish I'd saved 1 bomb for the Ragman fight, because this guy is super annoying without a bomb, and my best friend really could have put us ahead of the curve a little bit. Unfortunately, this is not what took place, so prepare for like a 90-second Ragman fight. Why don't you just say 1.5 minutes? Because 90 seconds is less ambiguous, I think. As far as I'm concerned, we should all be on metric time by now anyway. Like, it's so silly. 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week, 52 weeks in a year. As far as I'm concerned, there should be 10 seconds in a minute, 10 minutes in an hour, 10 hours in a day, 10 days in a week, 10 weeks in a year, 10 years in a decade. See, we've already got, you know, part of this taken care of. The 10 years in a decade part. Now, you might say, Northern Lion, I've run through the math here, and, you know, given the rotation of celestial bodies, what you've just said is moronic, and we are all dumber for having heard it. May God have mercy on your soul. I'm just saying, though, man, I'm just saying, we can put a man on the moon, but we can't bend space and time to create a clock that is slightly easier to remember. What's the point then, man? What's the fucking point? Yo, Ragman, fart right off, please. 2 more hits, I think. Yeah, he's done. And tears up, please. HP is also useful. We will need this to fuel our deal with the devil, which should be showing up like right now. And okay, we wasted 1 my best friend charge. But look at that. The charge that we got from wasting my best friend turned out to be extremely good for us. Take the box, open for a good trinket. Okay, Black Feather does give us 0.3 damage right off the bat, because of the fact that we already have 1 evil upgrade from Sin Robes, and actually Whore of Babylon's a really good pickup here. So we're gonna head down to the next floor feeling, I'd say, very strong. I think that's fair. Very strong about the situation that we find ourselves in at the present moment. And let's try to pick up some dang guppy items, y'all. I mean, 3 spiders is okay, but kind of waiting on a little bit more than that. We also, like, as much as I like Whore of Babylon, and it is a really, really good item, and in particular, it's really amazing that we got it while also having, you know, 12 spirit hearts and demon hearts on the, what is technically the 3rd floor, I suppose. I would love to have a tiers upgrade that is static and that we could continue to use even if we got more HP, because our damage is great, but our actual DPS is relatively disproportionately bad compared to our damage stat because of the fact that our tier stat is at what I'm assuming is base level. But again, don't believe the lies on the stat screen. I remember actually, I went to like some kind of day camp in, I think it was late middle school, just to set the scene for you, absolutely unambiguously appropriately here. Man, I really wish they had wider range, but anyway. And we went to like the local university, and we were doing brain teasers for some reason, and you got prizes, I don't really remember. But, one of the last questions that we got on the end of the day was like, you know, about metric time. And I think that was about the metric time that I decided that I was never going to win this brain teaser competition. Because they were like, okay, if the time's 4:30 on Monday the 17th, and then we switch to metric time, what time would it actually be? And I was like, you know what? I don't even know how to answer this question. I need, like, to speak with a licensed mathematician at the earliest possible convenience. Can I just go back to reading some books, please? This math stuff, I don't know if it's for me. But it is, in some ways, for me, I suppose. But, you know, I'm happy on our arbitrary amount of time as is. Especially because, you know, I pride myself on having an above-average internal clock. Like, if you ask me what time it is right now, I'm not looking at the clock down in the bottom right of the computer screen. I'm going to say that it's 2:14 p.m. Pacific time. It is 2:13 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. See? That's pretty good. So I would lose out on that ability, and that's a lot of my value to society right now. So I don't know if I would feel right about that. I don't know if I would feel that that's a good use of my limited value on a societal level here. It's that and cracking jokes. I'm only being half facetious, by the way. I know it sounds like a Larry David sort of thing to say, but even if I haven't looked at a clock in like 2 hours, you go, hey, what time is it? I'll be like, it's 4:11. And then they look at their clock and they go, actually, it's 4:13. And I'm like, impressed? Pretty close, right? Pretty close. If we ever got stranded on a desert island, I would definitely be like the 2nd person killed for their meat. Like, first you would kill the dude who's like, we're all gonna die! You know, he's really bad for morale. We've seen in RimWorld, mood's extremely important. But then you'd be like, okay, get the dude with the internal clock. We can always just look at the sun. That's what it's there for, right? Okay, please just actually die, though. Any minute now. Lovely. I'm elevating our threat level from yellow to orange right now. We could really use a tiers upgrade sooner rather than later. Our damage is not horrible, and I mean, you know, we got Black Feather, which I think is helping very slightly. Then we've got Ceremonial Robes, which is also good, and then on top of that, we got Whore of Babylon. So we're not in a bad position on damage, but we're in a much worse position than I'd like to be. And, you know, considering we started with an XL floor and a pretty good seed, like a very good seed if I'm being honest, we're not as far ahead of schedule as we should be. We really should be making a bit of a better pace right now. It's not the end of the world if we miss Boss Rush, of course, even though it can be very valuable. But it's more like, you know, that's a symptom rather than the disease. You know, missing Boss Rush is symptomatic of your run not having as much damage as you'd like it to have in order to have a great chance of winning. But you can also win on a low damage run. Don't let me get defeatist and suggest that it's not plausible to win a run. That's a little subpar. We only have one Guppy item. I think we will take Guppy's Tail. Cambion Conception is good. I just think it's a little too dear right now from a price standpoint, but I'm going to take it. And then just don't step on the spikes. And I know I completely went back on what I was saying earlier. I accept that, and I agree with that, but I think Cambion Conception could give us Dark Bum, could be very valuable. This room is probably worth it. Let's just do it right now. Wow, that's a bit of a nasty get, and that is also nasty. Still fine. Now, you might look at this and say, whoa, didn't you have 12 HP last floor? You would be correct. We did have 12 HP last floor, now we have 3. But we've traded it away for future prospects. Could be good, could be bad. Thanks, Keybagger, really appreciate that. Especially with the Guppy's collar pickup. I think it's extremely valuable that, or Guppy's tail pickup. It's extremely valuable that you just took one of the few keys that is actually available to me on this run. That we will need to access other Guppy items. Still think we're fine. You know, Champion Mega Maw's real annoying. Champion Mega Fatty is even worse. Just hide behind the poop. The poop did nothing! The poop didn't block the shot! Okay, red poop, do your job now. Oh, that was beautiful. Okay, so we're 1 HP down. Not a good situation for us. Oh, you fucker. I was trying to be safe. This is what I was hoping for, was actually a crystal ball, fortune teller. Come on, come on. 1 spirit heart, that's it. Don't need crystal ball. Would like it, don't need it. Okay. Throw that down right there. 1 penny's not what I was looking for, as you might expect. It's okay. Moving on. We'll say... You know what? Try that on for size. Pretty Fly. Was it worth the question mark card for Pretty Fly? Certainly not if we get Crystal Ball. Because we could have gotten, you know, 2 Spirit Hearts or 2 Hierophant cards possibly. Or 2 garbage cards out of that. Something's got to give on this room. Okay, Pretty Fly may have just saved us a little damage right there, so I'm sorry I insulted it. We're almost... This is so weird for me to say, given the quality of the items it looks like we have. But I really think our low rate of fire is putting us in, like, borderline train wreck territory right now. Look at how long it's taking to get through these rooms. Like, it's taken us a minute per room. Now, admittedly, one of those was an arcade, but it's taken us, like, a minute per room. That's not indicative of a good run. I should have, and I admit this, you know, with full frankness right now, should have gone for a more defensive approach, not touched Cambion Conception. It may end up working out for us in the long run, but for right now, it looks like shit. And I'm like, man, maybe we should have gone with Anemia over PhD. At least Anemia, we could create some creep if we get hit and deal damage to enemies. But let's, you know, step 1, don't get hit. Step 2, don't get flustered. Very early on in an Isaac run. This is the Caves 2 now at this point, right? Yeah, Catacombs 2. So we're going to be way behind schedule. We're already only a minute ahead of schedule. Second Pretty Fly, pretty dope. In a room like this, for whatever reason, not a problem. I think we try to get a little cute with this right now. And this is an unexpectedly sort of difficult situation right here. But I think we come in here and we blow this thing up. That was not worth it in the least. So now we're relying on like a good item room to show up. That's not a bad thing, you know? A lot of situations, that's what it comes down to. Okay, apparently that explosion did no damage. It's a real surprise for me considering 4 or 5 enemies ended up inside of its hitbox, but I guess the single rock right next to it deflected all of the damage that could otherwise be done, so that's sweet. Complete waste of that battery charge. I'm still not flustered. Annoyed, not flustered though. Looking for tinted rocks. We're looking for love in all the right places. Beautiful. That went well. Second secret room. Yes. Spirit heart. Money. Extreme positives. Now, ooh, should I go to the shop with this money or play the fortune teller? think you go for the Fortune Teller, dude. Try to get to a position where you can get renewable Spirit Hearts. 3 Spirit Hearts. Okay, I'll allow it. I'll allow it. You did good work, and I appreciate that. Never take another key again as long as we live. The Stain. And if you don't love me now, you will never love me again. But they can say that they'll never break the stain. You know, Fleetwood Mac, rumors? No, it's all true. I'm just waiting until he does the attack that's hard to dodge before I use Power Pill, but we're probably in lethal range regardless, so this was good timing, actually. No deal. We got red hearts, and the red heart is extremely useful for deal with the devil purposes in the future, but also, you know, like keeping us alive temporarily is pretty sweet. Still... Oh, you know what? Totally forgot. This ruins Whore of Babylon. Do I still think it's a sensible trade? I don't think it's horrible. But I'm less enthused about it now. Admittedly. That's very good. Fate is extremely useful for us here. And you know what? We should, like, quintuple down and try to get a magic mush, maybe. Like a secret room that has a bunch of mushrooms, and then my best friend into some magic mush action would be nice. Would be very nice. But I'd also like to kill enemies quickly, because holy Christ, they are very annoying. That's not a secret room. Okay, it's gonna make things more challenging. Still an item room and a shop to go on this floor. And if we don't like what our item room has and we don't have a lot of money, we will probably just go to the shop, play the Fortune Teller, and hope for a Crystal Ball. Could use some luck upgrades, too. I'll be frank about that. Money. I didn't realize you were so close to death. Obviously, I'd really like one of these things to die, like, right there. But I'm also not an exceptionally patient man. We made it happen, though. We got 1 bomb out of it. I was really thinking, you know, if we put in the work, they're going to give us Cricket's Head. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. There was a small doubt about it in the end, though. This feels like secret room access. These belong to me, just so you know. This is our important room. Okay, bad damage. That's okay, though. Lots of money now. And we got bombs to possibly execute my world's most convoluted magic mushroom plan. Well, I guess it would be nice if we got magic mushroom. I know it's low percentage, and that line didn't rhyme. Bogle bombs is like the ultimate who cares. I don't think you give a shit about the key or the Bogo bombs, so you definitely don't give a shit about this guy. I'm taking money at this point, even though I don't need it. Just, you know, because we might in the future. Infested was not worth the money, but I forgot what it was. So that's on me. Holy Light is a great item. That one is like full stop. Holy Light is very good. And our rate of fire sucks, so Holy Light is going to be worse than it otherwise could be. But that's okay. Not a secret room. This will be our secret room then. And it's not full of mushrooms anyway. No money. Okay. Well, we've spent like 8 minutes on the Catacombs too, which I think is basically like a microcosm of how this run is going in general. It's a little wonky, even though you look at the right side of the screen and go, you know, you're set on items. We're not, though. It's rate of fire, dude. Oh, there's Crystal Ball. Thank you so much. So 2 or 3 tiers upgrades, I think, makes this run look like Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous by Good Charlotte, not by Robin Leach, a.k.a. the #1 song of the year 2002. However, you thought it was going to be something off of Kid A? Pfft, come on. This is good, by the way, the fact that we at least have, you know, mapping and probable spirit hearts here, but, well, no mapping on this floor, and no spirit hearts, apparently. 2 of clubs, though. Not bad. Not bad in our situation. Great in some other situations. Holy Light plus good rate of fire is amazing. But we need to obviously get into a situation where that can happen. Oh my god. The ricochets. It's okay. Stay strong. We're actually not in a bad situation. I definitely take 2 red hearts and Holy Light over 3 spirit hearts and not Holy Light, which was the situation that we were in on the last floor. I know that 2 floors ago we were on 12 HP, and for some reason, you know, things have gotten much more dire since then. But hey, let's keep in mind, originally I said I'm not taking Cambion Conception. In the end, I took Cambion Conception, knowing that it was a risk, but it was a risk that if we lived long enough to sustain some hits that we could survive, could pan out for us. And it doesn't have to be Dark Bum. A little Brim would be incredible right now. Please. Like, I need a Holy Light shot. The fact that we're not one-shotting flies should tell you everything we need to know. Did you see that fly? Like, us not one-shotting flies is a terrible look right now. Now, mind you, I did ruin Whore of Babylon, so I'll have to, you know, live with that for the rest of my Isaac life, no matter how long that may or may not be. That was extremely important. Things were looking not great there. Not greed, either. Okay, you know what? All cards are pills from now on. One of the rare situations in which I'm going to take Little Baggy, and I'm doing so because of the fact that we've got PhD. I believe in this plan. 1 Holy Light shot does so much damage. It's a little brownie. There we go. It's not a little brownie. It's just a regular sized brownie, but still. Please stop moving towards me. I know that's like in your programming, but... Okay. Holy Light. Holy Light. Psych. That's the wrong tier effect. That was great. That was good. Land a Holy Light shot, please. Let me trade away my HP for something more immediately valuable, like a Return to Whore of Babylon that also gives me some guppy items or just any form of damage, really. I think that was a properly handled fight in this situation. More HP, huh? That's okay. Not super mad about it. Not super happy about it either, but I'm not super mad about it. Okay. We should find item room. We've been to the shop. People in the shop. Now, we've been to the shop, so all we need to do now is find the item room, get the hell out of this floor, hopefully have another crystal ball charge ready for down there. Hopefully have another crystal ball Huey, you know, former goalkeeper for the Montreal Canadiens, also the Chicago Blackhawks, and the French national hockey team. That was not a very good bit of damage there. We really should be trying to keep this Spirit Heart alive, because a lot of our hopes and dreams do rest on the potentiality of a deal with the devil working out for us here. But this is, for a run that started so well, I really don't know what happened, and I'm trying to diagnose it. I think, you know, I gotta take a lot of ownership for the damage that I've taken that is preventable, but at the same time, I am also like, fuck that. Where's my tiers upgrades? We're 4 floors deep. Damage is okay, and Holy Light is a saving grace, but, like, where's my tiers upgrades? And if this ends... This has the seeds of a train wreck run right here. Low-ish damage. Or low-ish DPS, I should say. Although, unlike a train wreck run, we actually very much do have the ability to die on this one, which is a sobering thought. Okay. I thought maybe we don't pop it, save mapping for the next floor, but I rethought this master plan. Figure raw HP is pretty valuable right now. Okay, that's useless. This is not our item room either. We're gonna be on boss rush at like 40 minutes. That's a mild exaggeration, I hope. Really, like, any attribute increase changes the whole game right now. But tears are the big beta blocker right now. Come on. More pills, please. Okay, now we're gonna pop that for sure. Infested. Pretty fly. Pretty fly. Perks. I mean, perks could be good. Certainly not my #1 priority, though. I Can See Forever is dope, by the way. Like, I'm happy to be getting I Can See Forever pills. Bombs also useful. Why not, right? Spirit hearts, guppy items, spiders. All useful right now. Holy Light must scale with your damage to some extent, right? Otherwise, I can't explain why I'm not killing these guys in one Holy Light hit. Unless, you know, it does ticks of damage and those ticks are not quite enough. But man, this is Trainwreck City. Hold my calls for this afternoon. This Isaac run's going to take a little longer than expected. And by a little longer than expected, I mean, last run, as zany as that was, we were 2.5 minutes away from the end at this point. On this run, we're probably 2.5 minutes away from the end of this floor, which is then 4 floors away from the end of the game. That's okay. That's okay. Let's take a learning... I haven't won yet, or lost for that matter, but let's take a learning lesson from this. What's the learning lesson? Don't get cocky. That's a big one. Respect Whore of Babylon a little bit more. That could be up there. Like, if we go to our next Deal with the Devil and it's a Krampus fight and there's no way for us to get back to Deal with the Devil standards, I'm gonna be mildly disappointed. But still, we've got that potential kind of waiting in the wings for us to make something happen from it here. This should be, like, lights out. Mariano Rivera. We can fly. Geraldo Rivera. Lazarus Rags. There may come a time where this... There may come a time where that feels like the right decision. I don't think that time is right now. Just bait that guy. We are relatively slow, so it's a touch tricky here, but I think we go this way, and then it's a big room, and then it's like down and to the right. Okay, so we're finally going down in Necropolis 2. We got a little baggy. And dog food. Suppose it can get worse. Quickly throw a bomb down here. Again, just really like relying on Holy Light to do the damage that I've never done. Don't know why I decided to kick that bomb. That was a non-urgent situation. Okay, we do have 7 bombs. What should we think about that? Well, I think that 7 bombs is lovely. Wow, thank God that head spontaneously separated from the body, or we might have had an issue there. But I think we should buy pretty much anything that could improve our chances on the shop. You know, this is not a donation-friendly run. This is a get-the-fuck-out-of-there style run. And I'm going to throw down, like, a few bombs in here to hopefully create pills, because we do have a little baggy. A black heart is fine, too. But the pills are the big thing. Like, if there's a Tears upgrade, I want to find it. Alright, nothing there, but a single black heart for 4 bombs is not... Oh, that was really bad. Is not inequitable right now, even though we just lost it, you know, basically immediately. We'll take the Eternal Heart. I recognize the consequences of this from a... just wanted to see if we missed the room there. The consequences of this from a Whore of Babylon standpoint. Aquarius is actually very valuable. Right now. It does give us an ability to deal damage, and we have some maneuverability even though we don't have a lot of speed. So I think that Aquarius is probably, if it's ever going to be great, this is the kind of run that it's going to be great on, where its damage is actually noticeable, so I'm for it at the present moment. Extra Spirit Heart, also good. No Greed? No Greed. That's not car battery, that's 9 volt. It's still good though. So we will take 9 volt. You never know if that one extra room is gonna make all the difference. I think we should also try to get this card, which if we drop should become a pill. And the pill is, it's actually just gonna be question marks because we have PhD. So we would see what it is. Explosive diarrhea. Well, we'd rather have explosive diarrhea than the question mark pill. I Can See Forever. Perks? Yeah, perks is probably more valuable than explosive diarrhea, though. Okay, Let's come back. This is gonna be a tricky one. I can already tell that I think this is gonna be one of those ones where we're fighting until the very end. Don't speak of this damage, please. If you respect me, we won't speak of that damage. And, you know, this is why I'm, like, tempted to try to make Lazarus Rags work. Although, does respawning as Lazarus give you a luck upgrade? Like, does it take you from -1 to 0? Because it gives you +1? Or does it just reset you at 0? In which case, that might not be an improvement. But it might be, I don't know. Alright, 29 minutes, Blue Mom fight. It's all about Holy Light. As you can see, that did a ridiculous amount of damage there. Probably took her max HP down by 1 or 2%. That's pretty sweet. Prepare yourself for an extremely long fight, I'd say. Aquarius could be valuable here. Really, we're just cleaning up the enemies right now. We need to hit as many Holy Light shots as possible. Now, real bummer here, no chance of getting a Tears upgrade. Unless we get it from a deal with the devil. Which is possible, but we could also just as easily end up fighting Krampus. Now, would Krampus be terrible? If he gives us Krampus's head, yes. If he gives us Lump of Coal, terrible is a strong word. But I do want to point out that, like, don't take this as a post-mortem of this run. Like, I still think that we've got a win in our grasp here. But I don't think that it's this, like, it's as easy as being like, hey, why'd you lose Whore of Babylon? Whore of Babylon is extremely valuable. But if we didn't have 4 HP, we would be in a much, well, 3 in the potential for more. We would be in a much worse situation right now, long term. You know, if we were just rolling on whatever Spirit Hearts we had access to. Whore of Babylon's good, but we were still, like, on the 3rd floor. We were like, you know, life's good, but please give us some actual DPS upgrades. So we're almost halfway through this. I'll be the first to tell you. Not thrilled with the damage that we've taken here. The damage output is very poor from us. Even if we got like a brimstone or something like that, I don't think we're out of the woods. Wow, that sucked. But you know what? Cambion Conception finally came through. We got probably one of the worst rolls. Although it is better than like a Sister Maggie, Brother Bobby sort of situation. We got Demon Baby. At least it's fairly rigorous with its damage. You know, it shoots fast, which is, you know, must be nice. But the fact that we're still, like, 8-shotting fucking spiders is super, super bad for our long-term chances. I will say, mere moments ago, 4 minutes ago, before I came into this boss fight, I was like, Lazarus Rag? Who needs it? Now I'm like, Lazarus Rag? There is a not ridiculous chance that that ends up being something that gives us maybe a get-out-of-jail-free card. Oh, are you kidding me? 1 hit away, basically. Literally. Okay, so we got a Spirit Heart back. We did take Guppy's Tail, so we pretty much have to go in on this. So we'll take Betrayal, and then we'll take Dead Cat. And we're still not going to be in the Whore of Babylon state, but I do think that 9 lives gives us a much larger window with which to succeed. And then we'll just get ready for the Crystal Ball to give us some mapping. This is straight up, like, this is Trainwreck City, baby. 32 minutes on the Womb 1. We've had worse, but this is in, like, the bottom, you know, 3%. This is like a once-a-month sort of run here in terms of timing. And I gotta say, like, I feel bad complaining about it because we do have a lot of items that are traditionally pretty good. But, like, big ups to Holy Light, which is doing a lot of good work for us. Goat Head could be really valuable, especially getting back into that Whore of Babylon state. And if we could just become Guppy, all of my fears, you know, many of my fears go by the wayside. You know what? This is a good room to use perks on. There may be some more difficult boss fights, but why not at least try to get some value out of perks in the present moment, you know? And now that our HP is good and we've survived through to one Cambion Conception play, I think we go, you know, Cambion Conception was probably worth it. At this point, we paid 3 Spirit Hearts for Demon Baby. Not a great trade, but it only gets better from here. You know, the cost never goes up. Because if we're going to get hit, we're going to get hit anyway. But, in my opinion at least. The cost never goes up, and the benefit only goes up. So we've paid the cost and gotten an item. Everything from this point on is a bonus. You know, we've recovered our initial investment to some degree. But, you know, 3 familiars that are bad versus 1 Little Brim. And I would prefer Little Brim to Dark Bum right now. I'm not going to be in the business of splitting hairs, but at the same time, I don't really need Spirit Hearts as much as I need the ability to not take 8 minutes to accomplish each room here. Well, we are very close to the boss fight. Safety cap seems very sensible, considering we do have Mom's Bottle of Pills, and by Mom's Bottle of Pills, of course, I mean PhD. That was dangerous. You never see, like, Polycephalus as an actual boss anymore. Like, literally never see it. You see the stain all the time. Alright, so we know we're getting a deal with the devil. Blastocyst does get, you know, hit pretty hard by Holy Light. Just please, God, turn me into Guppy, and I don't care about our tier stat anymore. It's still gonna be... Like, becoming Guppy might turn this into an average run at this point from a DPS and speed standpoint, but... It would at least, you know, it would be an average run with 10 lives and also a lot of HP for now. But, dear God, I'm begging you. More HP, let's not take it yet. Horror Babylon might be more important. Turns out it's irrelevant. Sorry I even brought it up. So will we take more HP? No, because we're going to get a deal with the devil on the next floor. If it's Krampus, I'm not going to feel too bad about the 1 HP swing either way. You know, I'm fine with this. Curse of the Blind really pisses me off. And has the potential to fuck with this run to a large degree. I'm hopeful it will not come to that, though. I thought about giving him the key. I'm gonna take it, though. I just want to do, like, a couple of rooms here, as you might expect. Give us the best chance plausible. That was dumb. Give us the best chance plausible of getting that battery charge. We can't go into the boss trap room. Battery charge, crystal ball charge, you know what I mean. Man, thank God for Aquarius. You know your run's fucked up when you're saying thank God for Aquarius. You know your run's fucked up when you're like, man, maybe I should transition off of that and make some references to the classic Outcast album, ATLians or Aquemini. But, you know what? Can't do it. Can't afford to do it right now. Situation's too dire. This was not right. We should have just gone into the big room. But I am gonna basically say fuck this. And I recognize, you know, we could save these bombs for skipping rooms on the cathedral, which is liable to be much more of a bummer. However, I think that I really want to see what's in this deal with the devil. And I will, I'll be real pleased if it's Guppy. I'll be real pleased if it's damage and allows us to get Horror Babylon access again. But this run is like, it's a horrible run masquerading as like, hey, you got a Horror Babylon and Sinrobe's Holy Light. What are you complaining about? We've got, like, just enough to feel good about the win. But I know, you know, on paper, this run looks amazing. But, you know, runs aren't played on paper, you know what I mean? It's played in the ring or something. Don't really care about Ductor Remoto. So, we will basically hope to chain together, like, 15 Holy Light shots at once here. Just keep it up. There we go. That was good. I can't really afford to be picky, you know? I'll take the Holy Light shots as they stand. We're about 10% of the way through the fight, so that's pretty sweet. Come on. Oh, Holy Light, the heart is promptly beating. It's resurrected. Polycephalus. You never see Polycephalus anymore, man. Especially on the Mom's Heart boss fight. Like, that's how you know you fucked this up somewhere. If you gotta fight polycephalus on the mom's heart fight, like, what happened in your life that went so wrong? Well, it looks like Demon Judgment is our best damage dealer, so make sure to get in there with the heavy hitters. Not even looking at Chubb. Just trying to chart a course that does not lead us into those bullets, or at least has pretty fly bounce off them. That was pretty solid. Holy light, holy light. God dang it. Where is the holy light action? There we go. Now we're in this for the long haul. Yo, is this 2 simultaneous waves of enemies? I don't appreciate it. Just keep Demon Baby close enough to deal its damage. That's our ace in the hole, as sad as it is. Man, this thing's going absolutely buck wild. There we go. That's the ticket right there. Don't shoot beams of light. Don't shoot beams of light. We've sequence broken you somehow. This deal with the devil is extremely important. Yeah, obviously we have to. We're Guppy. Oh my god, all is forgiven. And Abaddon. And now we're in the Whore of Babylon state. Let me guess. Finally tears up. No, speed up. Still useful, though. Alright, well, now that we're Guppy, with Abaddon, Whore of Babylon, Holy Lights, we still don't have a Tears upgrade. And you know what? Fuck you. I'm still gonna be a little pissed off about this rate of fire. This run has been a dang slog. Not, oh my god, a dice room. Not necessarily unfun. I didn't say that. Do we have to go to the dice room? I think it's in the spirit of NL zaniness, especially with 9 keys, to go to that fucking dice room. Oh, holy dice. My Aaron Neville impression is getting almost uncomfortable for me. Okay, these golden chests getting a little much. It just feels good to be able to kill enemies now. And it was a huge upgrade. I mean, we got everything that we needed. Like, what I asked for was a deal with the devil that allowed us to get more damage while also becoming Guppy and accessing Whore of Babylon. So, that's like a 10 out of 10 deal with the devil. Even if we didn't get the literal best items, we got pretty fucking close, if we're being honest. So, and we got a great assortment of them. One of them was 2 hearts, one of them was 1 heart, and we had 2 HP. So, effectively, Guppy's Collar was free there. Which also allowed us to get to Whore of Babylon. But anyway. So I can't really complain from this point onwards, but I can complain about everything that happened prior to this point, I think. And I will endeavor to do so. Maybe we might as well pop it, right? There's just not, like, a Tears upgrade pill in the rotation here. So if you died on this run before you got to this point, I don't think there's a lot of shame associated with that. I think you should, you know, feel happy about yourself. We're gonna re-roll our whole fucking run. Because don't it always seem to go, you don't know what you got till it's gone. Our rate of fire is actually substantially slower. It seems like our damage is amazing, but our rate of fire is not good at all. And you know what? Also, like to live dangerously. Now, the damage is real nice. And the flies are going to do a ton. So this wasn't like a terrible reroll. And I wouldn't be surprised if we killed Isaac in 1 hit. Very nearly. Yo, that's pretty sweet. Okay, we're gonna head down. If you want me to fight Mega Stan, I'll fight Mega Stan. I'm just happy to be in a good situation here. That might be Beelzebub. It is Beelzebub. Speed plus range, very valuable. We'll also take the Game Kid, because we did lose Crystal Ball in the process there. And I'm not talking about Crystal Ball Huey. Former Montreal Canadiens, Colorado Avalanche. Was he on the Avalanche or just the Black? I can't remember if he ended up coming over in the Abisher trade or, you know, it's ancient history at this point, so who cares? But okay, we did have a full charge. We're good. Yeah, Bloody Lust is also amazing. This seems to be probably, like, legitimately the wrong way. But maybe this leads to the right way. Hopefully. Seems like there's pretty much... Okay, I was going to say it seems like there's pretty much no chance we lose this, which is the, you know, epitome of famous last words. So let's try to... let's try to avoid taking 1 damage per room. Even with 9 lives, you got to admit that's indicative of just an extreme lack of decorum. So, grab this. We don't have PhD anymore, so pills do not interest me. That was a very sensible use of the power pill. And we are on the boss fight. And, you know, at the end of the day, this run is not even going to be that long. Which, in a way, almost annoys me more. But we had all the hallmarks of a trademark run, or a trademark train wreck. Luckily, we worked through it. And the game was nice enough to let us work through it, and I appreciate that a lot. But, man, there were times there I was getting a little scared. But for now, that's 28 in a row. 28 in a row. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. And, of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.